lost city of Atlantis. History is full of civilizations that have come and gone, leaving behind only ruins or artifacts for us to discover and study. But there are some cultures that have managed to completely vanish without a trace. One of the most famous examples is the legendary lost city of Atlantis. The story of Atlantis is one that has captured the human imagination for centuries. From Plato's original writings to modern theories, this episode will explore the fascinating tale of Atlantis, and what we can learn from it. Origins. The story of Atlantis first appears in the works of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, who wrote in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. He described a powerful and technologically advanced civilization that existed over 9,000 years before his time. According to Plato, the city was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which is commonly identified as the Strait of Gibraltar. He wrote that Atlantis was a huge island larger than Libya and Asia Minor, with a central plain surrounded by mountains and ringed by a moat. The island was rich in precious metals such as gold, silver, and orichalcum, as well as exotic plants and animals. Society. Plato also described the inhabitants of Atlantis as a highly advanced society with impressive architectural and engineering skills. They built magnificent temples, palaces, and harbors, and had a complex social structure with a strong military force. The Atlanteans was said to have been a warrior race, but they were also known for their wisdom and their love of learning. Plato wrote that the city was home to many philosophers and scientists who made great discoveries in mathematics, astronomy, and other fields. Downfall. According to Plato, the Atlanteans fell out of favor with the gods because of their hubris and moral decay. They became arrogant and oppressive. And the gods punished them by sending a catastrophic event that submerged the city into the ocean. In one version of the story, Plato wrote that the Atlanteans angered the gods by starting a war with Athens. The Athenians were victorious, but the gods still punished them by sending a great flood that destroyed the city. Only the bravest and wisest of the Atlanteans survived, and they fled to other parts of the world, carrying their knowledge and culture with them. Historical debate. Most historians and scholars agree that Plato's story of Atlantis was a fictional allegory intended to convey moral and philosophical lessons rather than a historical account. There are no records or evidence of Atlantis existing before Plato's writings, and many of the details he provided are inconsistent or impossible. For example, Plato claimed that the island of Atlantis was larger than both Libya and Asia Minor combined, yet it was still visible from the Strait of Gibraltar. This would be physically impossible unless the island was located somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. But if it was truly there, then it should have been visible to other ancient cultures, such as the Egyptians, Carthaginians, and Romans, none of whom mentioned it in their writings. Additionally, Plato described the Atlanteans as having advanced technology, such as chariots pulled by winged horses and weapons that could shoot fire. Such technology would have been thousands of years ahead of its time, and there is no evidence that it ever existed. Despite the lack of evidence, the story of Atlantis has persisted throughout history, inspiring numerous theories and expeditions in an attempt to locate the lost city. Some believe that Plato based his story on real events that occurred during the Bronze Age, when a series of earthquakes and rising sea levels may have submerged part of the Egyptian coast. Others argue that Atlantis was a mythical representation of the Minoan civilization on the island of Crete, which was destroyed by a volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Thera. However, these theories are highly speculative and there is no concrete proof to support them. Modern theories. In recent years, the theory that Atlantis was located in the Atlantic Ocean has gained some traction. Proponents of this theory point to the fact that Plato used the word Atlantis in his dialogues, which is similar to the name of the Atlas Mountains in North Africa. They also note that the description of the island as being rich in natural resources and exotic plants and animals could be interpreted as referring to the Canary Islands or Madeira, which were known to the ancient Greeks. However, this theory is also highly speculative and there's no physical evidence to support it. Others have suggested that Atlantis may have actually been located in the Mediterranean Sea, in places like Italy, Malta, or the Greek island of Rhodes. Some have even proposed that the city was located in the Caribbean or even Antarctica. However, none of these theories have been widely accepted by historians or archaeologists. In spite of the lack of evidence, the legend of Atlantis continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. It has inspired countless books, movies, TV shows, and other forms of media. The most famous example is perhaps the 1961 Disney movie, The Sword in the Stone, which features a character named Merlin and his apprentice, Kay Wally, who accidentally transform into a frog. The film is set in the mythical land of Camelot and follows Kay, all these adventures, as he tries to find his place in society, while awaiting his transformation back into a human. The enduring popularity of the Atlantis myth can be attributed to several factors. Firstly, the story offers a sense of wonder and adventure, allowing us to escape from the mundane aspects of everyday life. The idea of a lost civilization with advanced technology and a utopian society is appealing and thought-provoking. Additionally, the mystery surrounding Atlantis and the lack of concrete evidence have allowed people to fill in the blanks with their own imaginations, leading to a plethora of creative interpretations. Lastly, the story of Atlantis taps into our curiosity about the origins of humanity and our place in the universe. The search for Atlantis is ultimately a search for knowledge and understanding, which are fundamental human desires. So we continue to explore and learn more about the world around us. The legend of Atlantis will continue to inspire and captivate us for generations to come. While the existence of Atlantis remains a mystery, the story itself has had a profound impact on human history. From Plato's philosophical dialogues to modern theories, the legend of Atlantis has captured the imagination of people around the world, whether viewed as a cautionary tale or a symbol of lost utopian civilization. The story of Atlantis continues to fascinate and inspire us to explore the unknown and seek out the truth. So while we may never know exactly what happened to Atlantis, its legacy will live on in our stories and our imaginations forever. So, what do you think? Do you believe that Atlantis really existed somewhere in the world? Let me know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this episode and learned something new, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more amazing content. Thanks for watching.